This is something that we see happen every year. Here we have two girls eager to open their college acceptance letters to a university in their college advising office. A time many kids look forward to because this is the next step into their future. A time in their lives that determines where they are going to go and who they are going to become. They are working their way up to the American dream with all their hard work and dedication during the college process. Unfortunately, not many kids are given the same opportunities as that of a more privileged group of the majority. Students from a low-income, traditionally disadvantaged background aren't given as many opportunities in their earlier stages of life and are usually not as prepared to apply to college as kids from a more wealthier walk of life. This is where affirmative action comes into play. Here you can see the definition of affirmative action and what its purpose is. I have conducted an interview with Emil Kim, who is the Director of Programs for SEO Scholars, a nonprofit organization that helps lead students from low-income families onto the right path for college. When you think of affirmative action, what automatically comes to your mind?
Opportunity. Access to opportunity.
Many people believe that affirmative action is another form of reverse discrimination. Here is a C-SPAN video of Shelby Steele talking more about it.
Psychological perversion for black students especially, because it just simply says you're here because you're black. You're not here because you've achieved any excellence, because you've developed as an individual. You're here just because you are black. That's the exact rule that segregation followed.
Here is what Emil Kim has to say about that.
People consider affirmative action as reverse discrimination. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think affirmative action does make use of race as a deciding factor in making decisions for things like admissions. I think by the strict definition, right, that is discrimination based on race. However, I do feel like context matters, and given the historical marginalization and barriers and obstacles that have been in the way for certain groups of people, to ignore that would also be, I think, a form of racism.
Here is Caitlin Green's opinion on this as well.
I don't think that reverse discrimination exists. I don't think that a white person in the United States of America can truly say, based upon their ethnicity, based upon what they look like from an ethnic perspective, that is an issue.
People will oftentimes consider this decision unfair because if a white and privileged student does not get accepted into the college of their dreams, but a minority did, they believe it is only because they were white. That's why they didn't get accepted. This is how you see it in real life.
Oh my god, our acceptance letters from Harvard are finally here.
Oh my god, I'm so nervous.
I've been waiting for this for such a long time.
Are you ready to open them?
Yeah,
Let's open them at the same
okay.
time.
1, 2, 3.
Oh my god, I got accepted to Harvard!
I didn't get in.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No, this is not fair. What is this? My grades are higher than yours, my SAT scores, my GPA, and I've worked way harder than you.
Okay, well sometimes they don't only look at grades, they sometimes take into consideration your origin to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Both of my parents went to Harvard.
President Trump's son-in-law to get into Harvard without actually having the sort of grades to get into Harvard, but get it through a legacy program. They need those legacy programs so they can keep their donor base up and continue to rake in money that fuels the college.
You may be wondering, why does it matter if colleges accept students whose parents went to that same college? Well, the reason why legacy admissions comes up so much when talking about affirmative action is because many people complain that affirmative action is unfair or racist towards whites, but legacy admissions also does the same thing, but towards minorities. This country is built by white males who dominated pretty much everything, especially the educational system. Because of this, they were the first people to go to college. Therefore, most legacies will be those white, privileged students, resulting in a predominantly white institution. That is why affirmative action is needed to level the playing field, because most disadvantaged groups do not have family members that attended college, so that needs to be taken into consideration when seeing their lower grades or when reviewing their personal statements. If legacies are allowed, then so is affirmative action.
Enrollment among Black and Hispanic students since 2008 is up by more than 1 million. So
My definition of the American dream, to start off, is building a foundation for yourself to grow and prosper no matter where you are from, no matter where your origin. As long as you have the tenacity and drive to build a better life for yourself, you are indeed living the American dream. Now, in all, affirmative action supports my definition of the American dream because it allows disadvantaged students who were never really given a chance to grow and take on opportunities that they didn't even know they had access to. And these are small steps that students are taking to achieve their goals without letting where they came from stop them.